I'm going to call now on Becky Snell Bowlerjack, who is going to say a word to us about the stewardship of our treasure. Becky.
Snell, and not Trey Schutz as advertised in the bulletin. Trey had a sudden family need and will be able to give you his talk later this month. I've participated in most every ministry and guild at different times here at St. Martin, except the choir. I'm the joyful noise type of person rather than carrying a tune, but I do like to belt out a good song. I've been growing through the different seasons of my life and in my Christian formation here at St. Martin's for over 20 years. I have ministered to others and also been on the receiving end of such love and support. I thank you all. We have grown, stretched, laughed, and cried together. In thinking about just one time that St. Martin's had a huge impact on my life, I get a flood of images, and it's hard to choose just one to talk about. To illustrate the nature of stewardship and the impact on myself and the cascade of impact for good of the Spirit being active in the world. On my first tour of duty in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom, I worked in a tent hospital in Balad, Iraq. Imagine MASH in the Middle East without the booze and without the sexual stuff, just the hard-working part of the TV show. Also, we had much better emergency diagnostic testing with our own high-speed CAT scan and magnificent computers and labs, but still intense. Even our operating rooms were in boxes. So we're working and having so many folks coming through our tents, we're having a hard time with enough clean sheets for the beds and the carts. Because in a trauma ER, the first thing you do is cut off all the clothes to be able to see what's going on. I mentioned in an email we could really use twin-size sheets and any kind of hand-me-down sheets so we don't run out. So in just a few days, the boxes began arriving, and they kept coming. With all different kinds of sheets, from the linen closet at home to brand new ones, boxes and boxes every day. St. Martin's and the Boy Scouts here were sending them, and they told friends who sent sheets from all corners of the USA and kept it up until the hospital commander came to me and said, "We have enough sheets, please make it stop." But we can use a supply of gym shorts and t-shirts as we're having trouble getting enough through our supply chain. So an email to stop the sheets went from my hand, and now all sizes of shorts and t-shirts began arriving, boxes and boxes, with socks and slip-on shower shoes and handwritten notes. The patients were cared for, covered, and clothed. That made a real impact on patients, staff, and guests. The Spirit filled all of our hearts that others cared and gave of themselves in order to care for complete strangers. The military members felt loved and knew others cared. Our Iraqi translators and patients were baffled and in awe that these strangers far away provided for their needs. God is doing a new thing here. The kingdom of God has come near. St. Martin was the hand providing the blessing. I've been thinking a great deal about stewardship and about St. Martin's stewarding specifically. I'm a member of the working group that is putting together our Consecration Sunday celebration, October 4th, be here. And the working group to celebrate our commitment to God in the form of our estimate of giving cards. When we started our initial planning in February 2020 for this fall, like everyone else, we had no idea what was in store for us all. It's been an interesting ride. The changes in how things are done in every environment has shifted. And I wonder how our future selves will perceive this time frame. Our perspective of this time in our lives may change. I know that personally, the things that seemed so important as a child have much different emotion and meaning for me now. I can't help but believe that I am to grow and develop through these challenges as God is doing a new thing in my life. I wonder how many times Jesus told his disciples that the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of God is near. In this shifting time, how do I help the kingdom of God come near my neighbors? What do we do as St. Martin's does matter. It matters outside these walls. It matters inside ourselves. Paula Jefferson and I spoke recently, and I wrote down, what am I doing with this time to prepare for what is new? Let me say that again. What am I doing with this time to prepare for what is new? This is a strange time for us all. I think about what I'm doing and how this is preparing me and those around me for what is the unknown, the new around the corner. We are all in the dark about what will be, yet we do know it will look differently than the past that we did know. What spiritual practices am I using now, and how am I growing? How does God want me to be a steward? Our church was already in time of transition before COVID-19, and now we continue with our changes. Boy, church is a place that historically does not deal with change well. Yet look at us. God is doing a new thing. We at St. Martin's have had holy conversations about what we hope to continue of these new things, and also about being called to live and be the church in our times. We also tried to listen to what God is calling this parish to be in the coming years. I'm called to live out my baptismal covenant through stewardship of my time, talents, and treasures. We are called to live and be the church. I grow as I give of myself. I feel strongly that as I work to build the kingdom of heaven here on earth, I grow in my spiritual self. Let us grow together and bring the kingdom of God near. Thanks be to God.